J-Dub is back at it, here to give everyone another Dexter Season 2 episode review video. Before I get to that, though, pretty important, if you're not caught up to the point where I am and rewatching or watching Dexter, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention as well as put in the description for you. If that happens to be the case and you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. This will be Dexter Season 2, Episode 2. Title of this episode is called Waiting to Exhale. And this will be my review, reaction, recap after just finishing watching the episode. So Dexter, he can't sleep due to all of his secrets floating up out of the ocean. Masuka tells Dexter that there's 8 confirmed victims of the Bay Harbor Butcher so far. Little Chino has killed again. This time it was the sister of the previous victim, the one that had the daughter. Pascal is arguing with her fiance while at a crime scene, and LaGuerta says she can handle it. And I'm wondering, while at this crime scene, why Dexter put a cap on. I'm guessing it was to disguise himself in case Little Chino was actually there, but it was just kind of weird that he didn't say anything in his monologue before that. And Dexter thinks Little Chino is actually following him later that night, so he's going to go after him, and he walks up to the car, but it actually turns out to be Dokes. And Dokes like, "Do it, I dare you," or something like that. I didn't actually write what he said, but that could have been a close call had Dexter tried to kill Dokes without realizing it was actually Dokes for a second there. And then when in the morning, Dexter brings some apartments to Deb's attention while she's drinking orange juice out of the carton. Rita is still dealing with the death of Paul. Nose itch time. She says she has a $5,000 life insurance policy, and Dexter says that she should just use that for the kids and not anything for Paul. Just cremate Paul and let him die. Just let him, rot away or whatever. Little Chino shows up at the station. He has video proof, with him holding a newspaper from that day that he didn't kill the latest victim. Obviously, he had somebody else do it for him, but he was giving all the marching orders. Captain Matthews brings the great special agent Frank Lundy up to the station, and Soderquist actually makes an appearance as well, his usual appearance in the episode without saying much. And Lundy says that the person will eventually make a mistake that's putting these victims in the ocean at some point. And Lundy says this is not the work of the ice truck killer. Dexter gets a tranquilizer dart gun to do the job when it comes to Little Chino. Deb is at the gym working out and then freaks out when someone there who's going to help her punch the punching bag puts tape on her wrists, and she leaves because the ice truck killer, Brian or Rudy, whatever you want to call him, had put tape around her mouth, and apparently that's traumatizing for Deb. I don't think the tape should really be that traumatizing. I think the fact that he had a knife and he was going to stab her with it would be more traumatizing. But whatever the case may be, so Dexter is getting performance anxiety when it comes to killing Little Chino. That's very unfortunate. Lundy leaves a briefcase in the open, and Deb actually trips over it. And Deb said, "What asshole did this?" And Special Agent Frank Lundy says, "That's Special Agent asshole that did that." Dokes asks Lundy about being on the task force, and Lundy says he's not convinced he can work well with others and denies him the opportunity. As Dexter comes home, Rita shows up at his place and says that she's been calling him for a while, and Dexter says he's been working late. Rita says that she called the station and found out he wasn't working, and Dexter says it was work off the clock. And then also a kid spray paints the police car that Deb's in. I don't know if it was her car or just the police car. I don't remember. I kind of wasn't paying attention at that point. And Deb chases him. She's with Batista. Catches him and actually pulls a gun out on him. And right in front. Crazy Deb moment there. And as Batista shows up, when he catches up to everything, because he can't run like Deb can, He's shocked. Dexter goes to the church for Paul's memorial, and Brian shows up as a hallucination talking to Dexter in the church. I think he actually showed up earlier in the episode. I just didn't write it down for some reason. He says it's not Dexter's fault what he did to him. LaGuerta mentions the station's resources shouldn't be used for personal use to Pascal. Dexter finally captures little Chino, and this time he used more than enough plastic and tape this time, and then Dexter does indeed kill little Chino, also finds a new place to dump his trash. Rita calls and says she needs to talk to Dexter. She confronts Dexter about Paul's shoe, finally, when she didn't care about it before, and says Paul insisted to her that Dexter did all the things to him to get him back to prison. She asks Dexter if he attacked Paul, and he says he hit Paul to protect her and the kids. He said he stole the drugs from the evidence locker at the station, and Rita asks him how he knew how to cook the heroin. Rita says they were your drugs, weren't they? And she asked Dexter if he's an addict. And Dexter says, yes, I have an addiction. Maybe not an addiction to drugs, but addiction to killing. And Rita is happy that because the first step to admitting you have a problem is, that's the first step, is admitting that, there's an issue and you're trying to solve it. So Dexter deals with that, and then Dexter tells Deb she can stay and doesn't have to look for her own place, even though she's drinking right out of the cartons. And then the episode ends with Dexter putting the doll head that he's using as a keychain in the ocean, given to him, of course, by Brian Moser. And then Brian jumps out of the ocean and grabs Dexter by the arm, and Dexter's like, no, you're done, you're going. And he says, rest in peace, and that's the end of the episode. So pretty good episode. Good stuff happened all around. Lots of good things. Nobody in particular had a great thing aside from Dexter. So I'm going to score the episode an 8.9 out of 10. And for this one, just because he was such a interesting and intriguing villain, as far as, how massive he is, I'm going to give the character of the episode to Little Chino. Yes, I'm giving the character of the episode to random villains that only make a couple appearances on the show. So you've heard what I have to say. Now it's your turn. If you're a fan of Dexter, or if you like Dexter New Blood, or you just like anything that's on JDev TV in general, make sure you smash that like button or the thumbs up button, whatever you want to call it. If you want to share this video across any of your social media platforms, or just with a person that you know that loves the show, please do so. I would appreciate it. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about your thoughts on this episode. What would you score it? Who would be your character of the episode? And what would be your favorite moment of the episode? And then, of course, last but certainly not least, I'm always trying to grow the channel. Obviously, I need your help to do so. So if you're not subscribed already, please consider subscribing, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And JDev will return.